Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Trevor with Maker Experiment, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make 3 different types of boxes you can use in your business using free design resources that are online. Let's get into it. The first box that I want to show you is a foldable mailer box that you can use for shipping. So let's jump over to the computer and I will show you the design. To design this first box, we're going to packhelp.com. I will put the links for all 3 of these in the description below so that you can find them very easily. This is a free option. There are paid options with some of these as well, but I'm going to show you the free option. So for this one, going in here, I'm going to choose the custom mailer box. Once this loads up, I'm going to go to configuration. You'll see that you have some options to choose from. The downside of this one is it is specific sizes. It is not type in whatever dimension you want. So you're going to have a predetermined list that you can choose from. Because of the size of the cardboard that I have on hand, I'm going to choose the 3x3x1. In here, you'll also see that you can choose colors. This does not matter for what we're gonna do here. What you need to do is click on the die line up at the top. And then once that loads up, what you're going to see is a preview of the flattened box. The generator is pretty poor. I can't move it around or anything like that. But what you can do is download the PDF template. So click that and it will automatically download for you. Once I open this in Adobe Illustrator, it will show like this preview. Now I've already edited mine to take out some things I don't need, but what you'll see is there's a green border for if you're printing on it and you need to design to that printing border. You'll also see red for what we would call scoring lines and black for what we would call cutting lines. It also gives you a checklist and all this other stuff, but this is what will come out of that download. Once I edit mine, I end up with this, where I just have the black and the red because I'm not printing in this case. If you have a UV printer, that is a really great option to make it even better. But for what I'm doing, just to show you how to make a box, you just need the red and the black. Once I have it ready for what I want to do, I'm just going to send it over to my laser. And here I'm going to put it in the middle. Now, settings-wise are going to completely depend upon the machine you have. In my case, I'm going to do a vector scoring for red. I've got a setting saved in mine. So you'll see that I have a cardboard. So this one is for cutting all the way through. What I want to do is change the either speed or power. In this case, I'm going to drop down the power. I'm going to drop it down to about 10 because I want to just kind of nick the surface of the material so I can bend it. And then the black, I want to cut all the way through. So for the black, I'm going to choose my cardboard. This one is going to be 50% speed, 40% power, and 50% frequency. Again, it depends on your machine. I am using a 60-watt Epilog RF tube laser. So my settings will probably be different than whatever you're using if you're not using the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and hit print to send it over to the machine. We're gonna go ahead, cut it out, and I'll show you what it turns out like. All right, now that we have the box, we just start folding on the perforations. So some of these are going to be a little bit easier than others. Then you just start folding it up. And there you go. Keep in mind that when you do use cardboard, not every cardboard material is the same thickness, so you may have different results. I am using a leftover Amazon box, which is a little bit on the thicker side. It's a little bit challenging with that design, but if you use a thinner one, it will work really well. Box number 2 is a hanging box that you can display items that you make in. For that one, we're going to go over to cefbox.com. Here on their website, you'll see that they do have a section for die lines. If you open that up, you'll see a lot of different options for boxes. There are 86 total that they have designs for that you can choose from and be able to download a die line file. So the one I want to show you is this one, which has a hanging option. Under here, you can change the dimensions. So under this, you'll see a length of 3.5, a width of 1, and a height of 3.5. These are in inches. You can change it between millimeters and inches, but you'll see that when you do that, the material thickness does not change. I believe that one's in millimeters, and that is constant regardless of which one you choose. If you go under your materials, you can change it from cardboard to art paper or corrugated board, and that will alter that material thickness for you as well. All you need to do is download the die line. You can choose a PDF or a DXF. If you open the PDF, you'll see that it does have some extra things. It has a bunch of pink text. You'll have to edit that and get rid of it inside of the design file. I haven't tried the DXF file. It may not have that, but wanted you to be aware. The other thing that I noticed on this is even though it has a window in the generator where you see this window cut out, if you download the file, that window's not there. So you're gonna have to add that yourself in your design software. Once you open the file and clean it up, this is what it should look like. What I'm gonna do here is go ahead and send it over to my laser. You'll see that I have a piece of cardstock in there. For this material, I do have some settings that I've already saved from previous stuff. So I'm going to go into the red, which is going to be a scoring operation. And I'm going to select my vector cardstock scoring and click import there. That one is 30% speed, 3% power, and 50% frequency. I find that if you use 3 to 4%, you're usually okay. And then with the cutting, I'm going to select my vector for cardstock cutting. And this one is going to be 35% speed, it's 10% power, and 50% frequency. This again is for a 60 watt RF laser. Your settings may differ from mine. I'm gonna go ahead and send this over to my machine, and then we'll cut it out and show you what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like coming off of the laser. It has the score lines in it that you can see. So you just start folding on all of those. And then you just fold it up. And then once it's all folded, you have a nice hanging box, and you can glue it shut, which I would probably recommend gluing the top at least shut so that this doesn't pop open while your stuff is hanging inside of it. But very easy display box to make. This would be great for things like pendants, any kind of jewelry, maybe keychains, that kind of stuff. Before I get into the third box, I do want to say thank you to the sponsor of this video, Epilog Laser. I've been using Epilog lasers since about 2013, so over 10 years. They are very well-built machines. So if you check out their website right now, they actually have some fall sales going on. And if you click on this, and I don't know when this is gonna end, but you'll see that some of the models come with free air assist pumps, free shipping, free rotary attachments, and even money off. So if you're interested in an Epilog, check them out. They do make great machinery. I highly recommend them and use them in all of my laser videos. If you're interested, go to epiloglaser.com and check out what they have. For the third box, we're going to be making what they call an exploding box. This is the kind of box where you lift the lid and all the sides fold down. You can go to templatemaker.nl. On their website, I've already gone to the exploding box option. You can choose the inner diameter as well as the height of your box. I am choosing a 3.5-inch diameter for the inside as well as a 3-inch tall box. And then at the bottom, you can also change a few other things. I'm gonna leave all of those at the default. And I'm going to go ahead and hit create to download the PDF. The PDF for this one, when you open it, will be in 2 pages because it is 2 pieces. That's how they set this one up. But what I did was took those 2 pages, put them onto one. Cardstock doesn't typically come in a 12x24 size. I'm using cardstock that I got from Michaels. When I do that, it's going to be 1 piece per sheet. So you're going to have to do them one at a time. So I'm gonna go ahead and take 1 piece, which is the lid, and take that out. I will say that the lid, you're going to need a glue stick to assemble it correctly. So make sure you have one of those on hand. I'm gonna go ahead and send the bottom piece over to the laser, stick it onto the material. For this one, the vector scoring, I'm going to import my cardstock scoring settings that I've been using before. Instead of 3% for the power, I'm going to make it 4% because I want it to bend a little bit easier. I have found that if you go to 5%, it actually ends up cutting all the way through because it gets too flimsy. 4% seems to be the sweet spot. It would be nice if it folded a little bit better, but it doesn't quite fold enough. You're gonna have to really fold that back and forth until it gets really flimsy. And then for the cutting, I'm going to choose my cardstock cutting setting. That one is 35% speed, 10% power, and 50% frequency. And we'll go ahead and send that one over to the laser as well. The settings for the lid are exactly the same. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that one too. I'm not gonna bother showing the design process, and then I'll show you how to put it all together at the end. This is how this piece comes off the laser. You can see the score lines. So just go ahead and fold onto those. The tricky part with this is even if you fold them all up like the box is going to be and you let it go, you can see they don't necessarily go down right away. What I like to do is take one of my vinyl wrap squeegees and just kind of press it on that fold line to make it a little bit better. And what we'll do is we'll go back and forth a little bit here in a second. Once you think you've got it enough, go ahead and give it a test, let it go, and that's what it should do. For the lid, you have perforations on that as well, so go ahead and fold on those lines. And we're just going to go around to each tab, put a little bit on it. You're not going to need too much. And then just press and hold until it sticks well enough. And work your way around the outside. And there you go. And once you're all done, you put the lid onto the box. So it looks like this. Open the lid, and all the sides come down. That's how you can make 3 boxes to utilize in your business, as well as many more, because those websites have a lot of options on them. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you know when I come out with new videos. Be sure to check out my Instagram @MakerExperiment, where I share things along the way. But I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.